The past two albums I've listened to with y'all have been incredible. Chromacopia was incredible, GNX was incredible, and I can tell by the online reception of this mixtape that this is going to be incredible too. But let's not speak before we've actually listened to something. You voted for this project, which is so good to know. And I want to respect your taste and my taste, right? You do some, I do some. But now we've got Miss Doechii in the lineup, and I'm excited. I feel a little rap revival coming for me next year. If you're feeling depressed, this will change your life. I'm pretty sure. You've probably heard this project already, but let's talk about it. Let's get into the feelings, the emotions. Let's see what Doechii has brought for us on Alligator Bites Never Heal.
Pop my shit in a muscle relaxer, intergalactor, worldwide capper.
We're starting off with our fears. That was a lot to ingest, but also I felt calmed by it all because she's rattling through the things that kind of keep her up at night, stress her out on this beat that's very, very relaxing.
Shooting the shit over some pretty production and it's still not enough for something, needs more something.
It felt like we were having a casual conversation. It felt like so many things that could be applicable to me or that I could be in the position to share how I'm feeling back. It definitely sets up this project to be something that is vulnerable and meaningful to this artist. I don't think we're getting a lot of fluff on this project. I don't think we are doing things for the sake of doing them, for a label, for to have a pop hit. Like, this just feels like something that is connected to Doechii, and I don't even know that much about Doechii. I also love the lyrical quality of talking about things that you cannot change. There's a line where she says,
what if I die a Taurus? What if I die on purpose? What if it wasn't me worth it? What if I'm walking alone?
If you were born a Taurus, you're gonna die a Taurus. It's just interesting that we have some stress over things that are completely out of our control, but that seem like they could define us. And then we get to the final verse where she's basically like, either way, I'm still gonna be better than you, whether I'm alive or not. We're seeing a journey through fear and arriving at a confidence that is innate and is fully embodied as well. I love this soft indie alternative beat that we have. It feels a little deranged, and it also feels so different than the first track. The idea that we're jumping people, we're not going to be threatened by people, putting up this sense of ego and bravado that can be matched to the seriousness of this sound.
Do you want to take a ride on my ego trip? Slow down when you ride in this ego stick.
I'm noticing that the first two tracks are also quite short, and looking at this entire mixtape list, we have 19 songs on there. So it's interesting to see that we are shortening what we have, but extending the entire project. Makes me think we're gonna get more of a sampling platter throughout this project of different sounds and different ideas and different emotions that we're working through.
So expensive, so addictive, you get no attention.
I love the confidence, and we left on a confident note on the last song, so I'm excited to see where we're going next in this project. I like that. I like that. That is some, to me, feels like some older school rap. The harmonizing and the chorus, or I guess the refrain, really.
It's a sunny day. The gang's all here.
Feels like it's coming from another era. The beat is sparse, but we have little embellishments on it that give it a zany, wacky feeling, and that adds to the context of talking about our mental health and how it was perceived previously and how it's perceived now that we're in the spotlight.
I try to take this over around and end up on an edit. Now everything I joke about just ends up on a Reddit.
All of these lyrics, these rhymes, they flow so easily. We're talking about our mental health and our life and the different sides to ourselves. We have an unchinned side, we have an anxious, fearful side, we have this side that's just reflecting on it all and trying to process everything. That felt so genuine. Also, I love the humor.
No chip on my shoulder.
We're running through these memories or connecting to an audience in a vulnerable and truthful way. If this mixtape can make you laugh and cry and smile, then you're gonna go through so many emotions with this project and find your own places to connect to each song. And I think that always makes a project stronger. Damn. First of all, y'all know my music taste. You knew I would like this because it's weird. It's strange. And I like weird, strange things. Second of all, the amount of information that I just got in that song, I've been seeing the meme where she's talking about, not the meme, it's not a meme, it's her life. I've been seeing a couple interviews where she talks about her past partner being queer. And I was kind of like, what is what? We talk about relationships, we talk about our self-worth, we talk about substance use.
My ex crashed my place and destroyed all I own.
And all of those things are so informative to our craft and placing us there and now in terms of our success and what we can do. And then we also talk about the world that we're in. We're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about the fact that we are enjoying where we're at, but also having a hard time processing everything. And there's so much more around you.
I like doing Hollywood shit. Snorted Hollywood. What can I say? The shit works. It feels good.
Specifically with substances, but also opportunities and money. It can be so overwhelming. And these things can tap into different sides of ourselves. I love that.
Okay, Doechii. We don't want to revert back into our old ways. So we're going to try a breathing exercise.
She's funny and it's relatable and it feels conversational, and I love hearing this. This high key might cure me today. I started off this video feeling a touch depressed because it's cold outside now and the sun is setting at 4:45, which I know it happens every year. It's still happening. Didn't the Supreme Court say they were going to stop? When is daylight saving time? And didn't they say they were going to do that? Like, are they coming through with their promises or no? Well, clearly not. But can we make this happen? Because the relationship between me and the environment is not harmonious. But Doechii is helping me through this moment. Thank you, Doechii. Thank you for your artistry. The intonation of her voice, the way she's pronouncing these vowels, so specific, so much texture and color and meaning there. It makes you notice new things in the production. It just feels like we are utilizing all of our creative talents to create a world, to create our own specific sound, but also being playful with this project. And I don't even mean playful in a somewhat juvenile and loving way. I mean that our sense of play is heightening the aggression or the ego or the fear or the confidence that we're displaying in this track. And we're slipping through these memories. We're having a moment where we're talking about the fact that we look good, this community where we're at, what we're doing in LA. The idea that putting ourselves forward in this confident way, dressing well makes us feel good, yes, and our fashion sense is another way that we connect to the community in the way that we source these items. I love how specific and unique this is. I love what she's doing as a woman in this space. Like, it just feels very earnest and hip-hop loving.
Let me relax a bit. I think I need to cool it off. I put some pep up in my step and then I do it off.
You can tell from this project that she loves the culture. She loves to experiment and she's not afraid to be herself. And this type of authenticity is so needed, but also so appreciated and lovely to listen to. This one's a little bit harder to pin down. I think it's about the help that we're getting from our community, about the creative people that we have around us, and also what the level of that success looks like and the amount of focus that we have on what we are trying to accomplish. It's a little bit slower coming out of CATFISH, and I think that's intentional with the slower pace in the harmonies that we have. And how that contributes to a world of wandering and a world of curiosity. It's also making me realize how creatively dense this is and the nature of kind of children's games, children's themes, this rudimentary example and examining of our world. this project is for sure charting 2020 to now in different songs and different themes, but also charting our understanding of who we are as an artist. And in being more vulnerable and expressing that, we also have to go to the source and the root and where everything began, which is our childhood. It's giving a relationship and an avoidance of this relationship, specifically with a man. The fact that we are not getting the money that we need for rent or whatever is owed to us, but on top of that, possibly seeing that this money is going elsewhere and we would rather not be around this person. Either we are hiding from this person or this person is hiding from us, or both.
Pray to the Lord and wait again. Fade away, straight away. I can tell you are not paid.
It feels a little bit more soulful. It's leaning more towards R&B and rap, and it feels like a collaboration with multiple sides of Doechii. Other than that one song that had a smaller Doechii voice talking to, kind of like an inner voice talking to Doechii, there are a lot of parts of this project where she is displaying so much duality that it feels like she's featured on her own song. Again, we have words where we are modifying the vowels or stretching out the words to fit in the rhyme scheme with everything else, to fit with the pacing of everything else. And I haven't heard someone play around like that in a really long time. We are truly messing with the way that things come out of our mouth, the way that you've always heard things, the way that they should always sound, in a non-auto-tune way, in a non-slurring our words way. Like, we're just playing around with the sounds and the textures of things, and that allows you to fully immerse yourself in this world, but to also feel safe in this and represented in this. At least that's the way that I feel. Also, she's talking about her gender and blackness in many different ways, and I always find that to be obviously relatable, but things that I like to hear on projects, because while there's a lot of songs on this that seem more relationship based, we're exploring other avenues and we're talking about other things, and I feel like songs like that are not in the mainstream as much, so anytime I can hear it and appreciate it, I will.
Constantly trying to remember, like, okay, you have to chase your goals, but you gotta check in with your mom.
Between the phone conversation that we're hearing being so illuminating, talking about maintaining our life and the amount of things that we are able to do and to not feel so much overwhelm at the amount of tasks, like balancing your artistry and your family life, paying your rent, going to the grocery store, all of these things.
God made a day 24 hours. Yeah, it's not a lot of time.
The difficulty of that being juxtaposed with this beautiful flowery chorus talking about how we found a place to bloom and how we're coming into ourselves and we're experiencing our creativity in new and engaging ways is sonically beautiful and very real. I'm understanding more and more why we have these shorter tracks, because we're slipping in and out of these emotions so seamlessly that if this were a 3-minute song, it wouldn't be able to convey the same emotion. We wouldn't be able to hear the only 2 parts necessary, which is a small verse and this voicemail. Like, you're captured in that moment on its own, and you could just sit in that moment and appreciate it and then move on to the next thing. That is stunning, and it feels very heartwarming, and we're getting to the halfway point in this mixtape, so it feels like we are maybe not turning over new ideas, but definitely going to continue exploring these ideas.
Oh my God, look, everything, look it, I'm moving to California, I'm following my dreams.
I would love to get to the end of this and come back to see what this moment meant, because this feels very pivotal in the project. We haven't had any other song that is like this, that is less song than it is vibe, emotion, and thought. Moving with softness, moving with intention, but also this feels like a drop into Doechii's daily life. Taking some time to appreciate the smaller moments, to actually enjoy life at this moment in time and not constantly be on go.
Life is just like a bag, it don't move unless you better than less about who is better and more about who blessing.
There's always going to be something that can take your attention, and you just have to be present in this moment and honestly live your life, cash in on the life that you're living right now.
Private calling my phone.
That beat had a lot of ease in it as well, and I love the contrast of the chorus to the verses. It just felt like Doechii just collaborating with herself, showing this duality, showing all of these sides that are informative to who she is. There was a line in here talking about people being unable to understand her watching the Grammys and knowing that there was this artistry inside of her and that she was going to chase it from a very young age. And I wonder what the ratio is of her being misunderstood in the public that feeds into her art, because it feels like that was the bedrock of this project a little bit, feeling like people aren't really getting the essence of who she is. And this mixtape is a great opportunity to put all those theories and ideas and misconceptions to rest and say what you need to say. So I appreciate her standing at the podium with this and being so blunt and honest with it. And I could easily see the rest of the songs on this mixtape being like a rap R&B collaboration between two sides of Doechii, but the rap elements coming out significantly stronger, revealing more information, and also just hyping us up. The lyrical play in this, talking about her vices, talking about her friends, talking about her solitude, it just feels so visceral and so real. And the beat contributes to that solitude. Like, it feels like a sad treatise or someone harping over the distressful moments in their life.
But I don't like the way it feels when my vices are absent, I'm not there.
I love so much about that, but I also love the ease with which this all comes out. And she says that on the track. She says she loves the ways that her ideas and creativity flows when she's not scared. This project is really, really crazy. I am feeling so many things, but mainly I just feel awoken by this. This project is making me feel better. So I can only imagine the amount of happier and sad circumstances I could be in where this album would feel very uplifting and healing and cathartic. And all of this is also relating back to the grind. I don't know if I have a grind in me. Like, I have a little bit of a grind, but my hustler era ended a long time ago. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to read some books. I'm trying to be in the sun. Like, I'm trying to relax. All this grinding is not good for me or the environment.
Sleep all day, all night, no time to work. Ex, my fiance, can't make it work.
And honestly, ever since ChatGPT came out, I'm like, it's over. It's over. We're using way too much energy. Like, it's over. Anyways, I digress. This is not about me. This is about Doechii. Let's get back to Doechii.
Dirt under my fingernails, blood on my top hat. Nigga talking tough, I had to peel the nigga top back.
Having that beautiful moment, that phone call coming through, like, it just realigns that she's meant to be on this journey.
I'm just really proud of you, though.
It seems like there's a lot of different versions that she's been contorted into by labels, and now she has more of an opportunity to express herself and be who she really is and do what she wants. And obviously that's proving successful. Like, let the girl do that.
Stick to the plan and ignore him, I can't acknowledge it.
I'm also thinking more in depth about her blackness and how that comes into play with everything that she does in her artistry. Doechii is dark skinned, and that definitely matters and is something that we always need more of in any industries, but specifically this one, specifically from women rappers as well.
My engine nigga mute the talk back. Black bitches always bend it backwards.
And I wonder what we are discovering with that. What does talking about this do for us, and how are we pushing that message even further? It adds a level of relatability for Black people listening to this project. The fact that she's not trying to run away from that, but is more running into that and confronting those feelings and allowing them to be on the surface of everything else that she's giving to you, because nothing that she's saying is divorced from her Blackness and her identity. It's on the table and it's here, and we're going to talk about it, but we're also going to respect her for who she is and love her more deeply because of this, even when she is questioning, you know, what do they see in me? What do they want from me?
Can't believe second woman rap. They want real rap from a bitch.
The playfulness in this, the fact that we are setting people right. Yes, Doechii really can rap. Yes, Doechii deserves the accolades for rapping. I love this rebuttal, this return. It's very jovial and it gives to that childlike play that we've been seeing throughout the project, but it's also kind of making fun of people who say these things.
Get top on the phone, tell them it's a rap.
As she's shown you previously and is also showing you right now with this song, the importance of your voice to her in a track like this, which is honestly not that much. We're also being shown that we can rap like this, we can also rap like this, we can do many different things.
Most people go for the shit. Might call J. Cole for the shit. I'm with the bull and the shit.
So don't come to her with a frustration because you're not seeing everything all at once, or it's not valid to you. Like, you're not in the artist's chair, you're in the listener's chair. And you can obviously have thoughts and opinions and whatnot, but like, it is so reductive to me to be sitting here saying, is this person this and is this person that? It's just art. Enjoy the art. Appreciating the form, but also appreciating someone in their journey along every step of their journey is also important. In a space where women rappers are definitely heavily more criticized, heavily sexualized.
It's everything. I'm everything.
I can't imagine that it's easy doing something like this. It's actually probably scary and very frustrating a lot of the times because of the reception that you get to what you're doing.
Fake blood, fake tough niggas, dicks up, put your sticks up for the motherfucking princess.
I've heard pieces of that one on TikTok, but wow, listening to it from start to finish, it's just more of Doechii doing what she's done already on this project, but that song is so flawless in succession with all of the others. It's so exciting, it's overconfident, it's pushing us into a new level.
I'm the delay by Madonna on the track, great shows. I don't know what type of motherfucking crack they own. I'm a Carrie Bradshaw.
I also feel like once we heard Bloom, and I felt that was kind of a turning point, we had Wait, which was slower, brought back more of the rap elements, and since then we have been rapping non-stop. The rhymes in that last one as well, so crisp and clean. So many coming in different places that like I can barely keep up. I'd have to listen to that maybe 2 more times to really catch everything.
I got haters, I got fans in the stands. Do they love her or they hate her? Either way they spin their bands.
Because in a first listen, it's sonically very appealing, but I bet I could go back through and be like, wow, and she said this, and she said this, and she said this. And that's like the best feeling.
Rates up, jigs up, put your dicks up, get your dicks up, put your motherfucking sticks up. Get the fuck out my way. Get the fuck out.
Totally different sound, but it was really good for us to switch it up. And I love the feature on this as well. Having another voice in this project adds more texture to it. But it also put me more in the world of that song, and I felt connected to the ease, the bravado, the allure, and attractiveness of that as well. Message-wise, I think we're still in a similar vein.
I feel like Thanos in this bitch, I'm too stoned, bitch. I be like...
I don't have anything else to adapt on further to that, but I'm at a place where I feel like I understand what's going on. I'm having a good time. I kind of just want to sit back and enjoy.
I'm too grown, I'm too owned, I'm too rich, and I'm too stoned. What the fuck is you on?
I also love how intense and menacing, but also sexy that beat is. The bass in that just makes you feel like you could do something. I love how dynamic and interesting that production is, and it doesn't really match with the lyrics, and that makes it even more interesting. I would think we would have a slower R&B sounding song or something that sounds a little bit more like we are getting cash and that we're well paid and that we don't have the same worries, but instead we have this unconventional, somewhat asymmetrical sound that is unequivocally Doechii.
Niggas turn page, they changing. I'm gay, niggas switch things, no face, no case.
And adds a lot of nuance and whimsy and varying degrees of emotion and depth to this song. I like that. It sounds like a lot of the stuff that I've heard Doja Cat make recently. It's just very strange.
They're having a habit. Okay.
I don't say that Doechii is copying Doja. I don't think that's a thing that's happening, but I do like to see these spheres of relatability and how we are moving through the scene and the different sounds that we want to try on, or the different ways that we are finding a beat and seeing like how we can hop on it. This also has a little bit more of a throwback sound. It feels like, yes, R&B, but a little bit dated, maybe something a little bit more early 2000s. It just feels romantic and wistful, and honestly projecting the symbol of this relationship in a way that is attractive and alluring, but also doesn't feel like it's being disparaging to anybody or is disconnected from the intimacy of this moment. Something I also want to talk about that I've talked about previously that I'm not really feeling on this album is that Doechii is also flaunting her wealth in many ways. She's talking about the come up, but she's also talking about the things that she can afford. And there's something about the lyrics she's choosing, the beats that she's choosing, and the newness in this that doesn't feel like the way it's been played out so deeply within rap recently. Flexing on people is not cute when the country is like struggling. Like, this is putting me in a position to not think as critically about the capitalistic elements of this as much as I see it as a part of her journey, and it's not bothering me as much. As Doechii is doing that, she's also talking about it in a variety of other things in such a unique and stylistically interesting way that I'm not as focused on that. With this track though, I think we did need a little return to the sexy elements of this project. There's been so much on this. It's gonna take me a business week to process what I'm hearing and have more final thoughts, but I'm loving the range on this. I'm loving the duality that she's playing within herself and the way that she questions herself. And I'm excited to get to this end of the project and kind of sum up everything that we've heard. The second side of that song is so gentle. And I love the transition from this romantic space, being swept up in all this love and this energy and this connection, and then feeling kind of left alone. And maybe this relationship is no longer what it was before, and now you need to find closure and have a guiding light for you through these dark spaces, these fireflies. There is so much going on up until the very end of this project. I've heard so many different sounds. I am like taken back by how much is going on.
I'm not hitting him up anymore.
The lyrical prowess and wordplay in this is so entertaining. Saying that you're not going to be caught on somebody's sidelines, that you're doing this for you, that this person doesn't recognize who they are, and that you're just going to move. You'd rather be having these arguments somewhere else where you both could thrive, where you both at least would be doing something, but you're not even getting the bare minimum. You're not getting your needs met in a real way. It feels like the closure that we needed on that last song is represented in this song, and that we're not going to get it. And that is a very powerful message to sit with, and sometimes the reality. There's one line in here that I absolutely loved. It just makes me think more deeply about what she's saying, the way she's carrying this project, and the fact that she is so good at making these bad moments feel palatable to us and real. There's anger, there's sadness, there's confusion, there's also freedom, and there's the honest and clear separation from this person, that you are not this person, you're not bonded to this person, that you can go be your own person and you will do that. I love that. We still have an opportunity to mourn this love and to sit with the fact that even though we don't have this person, we could not bring this person on this journey. There was a lot of love lost in this relationship, and we're moving through that grief. There have been so many sounds and lyrics and ideas and emotions that bringing it back to all that we do not have, and we've talked so extensively about what we have, just feels right. It feels like we're cherishing this moment, but it also feels like we are locked into our own presence and still sitting with those sorrows now, how they make us feel now, how we move through the world differently now, how it's informed so much about who we are as a person and how we connect to our artistry, but also how we're connecting to our community and how we're building these new creative moments in the future. Y'all are so real for voting for this. I honestly cherish this project. My energy right now is so different than when I started this video. Like, I just feel more awake and I feel more just connected with myself, and I just feel good. I love when I listen to something new and it ignites more creativity in me, but it also brings me to a sense of fullness because of everything I just consumed. That's all I have for you today. If you made it to this point in the video, I appreciate you so much, and I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one.